to do the stats, and then we are going to do more video. Lots of things going on today. So let's see. Big sale. $135 million. $135 million. Hundreds of homes are planned now for the southern tip of 216 acres actually out in Summerlin, and that's a town center in Tropicana, I believe. Let me just see if I have those stats here. Yes, I do. Show them in the stream here to everybody. Big day. Always a big day in Vegas, isn't it? Oops, that's the wrong one. Oh, hide that one. Where did it go? Maybe I don't have it. Yeah, anyway, 216 acres. Toll Brothers and Pulte have teamed up to do this, which is awesome. And they're going to build hundreds of homes. Here it is. Knew I had it somewhere. Hang on. There it is. Here we go. Biggest land selling year. Summerlin developer Howard Hughes has unloaded more than 200 acres for a sprawling new housing project. Pulte and Toll Brothers have teamed up to develop the site, which is slated to feature parks, recreational centers, a guard-gated entry, 561 single-family homes, and that's according to the permit records from Clark County. All told, the deal's acreage and dollar amount were on par, and if not higher, for recent full-year land sales totals in Summerlin. Wow. In all of 2017, for instance, I'll put this up here beside me for a second. I'll read the back. Hughes sold 207 acres of residential land in the sprawling community for $120 million, and that was in 2017. So this is a really big deal. And Las Vegas, if you don't know, you're listening from somewhere else, Las Vegas Master Plan Community spans 22,500 acres along the valley's western rim against the Red Rock Mountains. And it boasts more than 100,000 residents, a network of parks, trails, community centers, a commercial core off Sahara Avenue, and the 215 Beltway with shopping, restaurants, office buildings, parks, and more. Summerlin commands the highest home and land prices in southern Nevada and is one of the top selling spots in the nation for home builders. If you all need video material, here it is. Builders, this whole article, builders sold 1,619 homes there last year, the third highest among U.S. master plan communities. Pulte and Toll Brothers' new site is bordered to the north by the Summit Club, a luxury golf course community with custom-built mansions, and to the south by Mesa Ridge, an upscale project by Toll, where home prices start above $1 million. Toll bought that site in 2018, picking up nearly 130 acres for $69 million in another bigger than usual land deal for Summerlin. I'll tell you, this is a place to live. This is a place to live. It is fantastic. And you can see the beautiful mountains in the background. Love Summerlin. I've lived here, oh my gosh, since 1996 or 7. I just love it. I just love it. And I'd say I turn right and get on Sahara and turn left into the office. So I have 2 turns to the office. I love that too. And then what else is going on? We have CES, the Computer Electronics Show is in town. And let's see, there are some cool things going on there. Let's see where it is. I think this might be it. Is that it? No, that's not it. Well, let's talk about this. Let's talk about the Knights. The Golden Knights won last night. And it was interesting. Our previous coach is standing behind the Rangers. Anyway, Stone was the star last night, and we won a 5-1 victory over the Rangers. We watched the game. It was so exciting, and to see us win always. I'm a Knights fan. I am a Knights fan. Here's the CES. So there were 5 top picks of the tech. I picked 2. Tat Yourself. Interestingly enough, John and Tracy yesterday were talking about Tracy's daughter, who is going to a military school in the East Coast. Virginia Tech, I believe it's the name, Virginia Military School maybe. But anyway, and tattoos and kids putting tattoos on. And she's thinking like, okay, that's enough tattoos, kids. You got enough. Well, if you hate commitments or needles, but you still want a cool tattoo, Prinker, it's a South Korean company, developed the first digital temporary tattoo device, and it unveiled its mini Prinker M. It's small and light enough to fit in your hand and lets anyone apply a temporary tattoo at their skin with ease. His product utilizes an FDA-approved cosmetic link that lasts, oops, sorry. How many times do I do this? Hold on. Okay, sorry. Anyway, the ink lasts 1 to 3 days and it washes off. So I don't know. That sounds pretty exciting. Depending on, how you do your jewelry to match your clothes. Well, now you can do tattoos to match your outfit. I love that. I think that was really cool. So I picked that one as out of the top 5 as one of mine. And I don't have a tattoo, but who knows? Maybe I'll put a Boston Terrier on my cheek. My little puppy. And then the other thing that I thought was interesting is stop the snoring. Everything is getting smarter these days. So why not your pillow? The Motion Pillow claims its smart pillow will help anyone stop snoring. I know a few people that snore. There's 4 in our household, and there's only 4 people in our household. Well, 2 people and 2 puppies. Motion claims its smart pillow will help anyone stop snoring. The pillow is paired with its solution box. This is electronics now that detects, records, and analyzes a person's snoring pattern. Using the data, the box inflates an airbag inside the pillow that will position your head to reduce the snoring. That's interesting. The pillow tracks your sleeping patterns, which can be viewed in the company's app. And then it tells you here how to contact somebody if you're interested. So those are the top news that I found in sports and business and in real estate today. And I love the Review Journal. I love my digital version, and I can clip those pictures and show them to you. Now, what's going on in real estate? Well, let's get here. We have now 20 days of inventory. Oh my goodness. But we did list 86 single family homes yesterday, and 52 of them were 430,000 and under. So we're moving right along. We have 575 active homes that are 430,000 and under. And then, of course, I want you to understand this monthly payment, PITI, is under $2,000 at 3% with 10% down. So that is something that you need to be able to articulate to people in that price range or first-time home buyers. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about renters in just a second. So year to date, we've done 450 sales. We're clipping along at 75 a day, 75 closings a day. Now remember, Saturday and Sunday don't count. So that's only for 5 days, but I still have to do month to date with 7 days. So it'll even itself out. Last year, we were doing 68 sales a day, so we're doing better. And the interesting thing is that we're clipping at 30% of daily sales to investors. And I am going to show you why. I looked at the MLS, and there's 1,800 rentals. 1,066 rents are above $2,000. Wow. So those renters out there, 2/3 of them are paying what they could pay if they bought a home at the median price of $430,000. So, or under. And it's interesting because 33 of those 1,066, the rents are between $75,000 and $10,000 a month. No kidding. The $75,000 home is one in McDonald Ranch, and I think it has about 23,000 square feet. It's fully furnished. It has a billiard outside in this beautiful cabana setting. The pool is huge. It has the neatest, you probably should look it up on the MLS. It has the neatest chairs for a theater. You know, the the theaters that you see in these expensive homes, or maybe you have one, and don't have to have an expensive home to have a theater in your house, that's for sure. But anyway, a theater room. So anyway, I never liked the chairs. I thought the chairs were bulky and I don't know, just not my style. But this, if you look in the theater room of this home, if you go on the MLS and look at it, they're pretty spiffy. I like them. They're the jet set. They're jet set chairs. Really like them. So this is an interesting stat for you all to be able to articulate as well. That 1,066 rentals out of 1,800 rentals are above $2,000 a month. And then, of course, you have to pay $2,000 to get into the home. You have to pay cleaning. Good morning, Karen. Good to see you this morning. Good to see you. There you are. Good to see you, Karen. Haven't seen Susan or Bill lately. I guess everybody's still trying to get into the groove for 2022. It has been starting. This has started off to be quite a year already. And some of the things I was going to do to get organized, I haven't quite gotten finished yet. So, and some things I didn't even get started, but I have gotten some things started to improve my year. Anyway, Karen, thank you for being here. Yeah, so 734 are under 200,000 a month, and there's 575 available homes for sale that you could sell them for the same monthly payment. Just saying, I know a lot of people are moving here from California. Oh, Debbie's sick, and Bill had trouble finding the post. It's in ruthierocks, the group on Facebook or YouTube. Anyway, thank you, Karen. Anyway, that's interesting. You know, there's 575 homes for sale with that payment, and 734 rentals under that payment, 2,000 and under. I didn't do much. There's not a lot. You know, most of them are over $1,000. I think just a small handful are 700, 800, 900. Anyway, that's to my point about the investors. That's why the investors continue to buy homes, because they continue to be able to rent them for a nice return. I did some help this week with one of our properties that we are taking on, and you're looking at 6-7% sometimes, which isn't bad, because inflation's 6%. At least you're not losing money. Plus, you're making some cash flow, and appreciation will set in. And it looks like our homes are not going to go down in price anytime soon. As long as we keep building new homes that people can come here and buy, that really sets the bar for us. So, yeah, I thought that was interesting, very interesting. So, and then down here I have, for 10%, your payment can be under 2,000, 10% down, 3% interest rate. Okay, so today we're going to move on and talk about video again. We're on our video track here. So let's see where it went. Let me get rid of this and this and this. Get rid of all these things so that I'm still excited about the, I think this must be it. Well, we'll see. Let's show it and yeah. I will do, I'm sure you can hear me because Karen could hear me. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure the video can be heard. So hang on just a sec. We'll get that thing going. Get it going, get it going. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure. Yeah, okay. So start.
Untrue.
Okay.
Untrue. You're not batching out content like
False.
they're batching out content.
Oh, not like they're batching. No. But
What is, for whatever reason, when I look at your stuff on TikTok or Instagram, it feels on a lot of levels far more like just thought of this. Just thought of this. Talk to us about your process.
Sure. So short form, when I talk batching, actually the mastermind we had in October is a perfect example of this, is I'll take time throughout the day if I'm on Instagram and I'm scouting out talent, basically. I'm scouting out sounds. I'm scouting out motivation. And I have time throughout the day. One of the biggest processes I have is I have scheduled creative time. I have scheduled time where it's time to come up with ideas. It's time to mastermind. It's time to write. You know, creative people are creative because they take time to be creative. So that's the one thing. And when I have 20 or 30 sounds and then I'm stuck in a hotel for 2.5 hours and I already have it scheduled in, shoot content, I go through and I'll shoot 20 or 30 of them and I'll release them over the course of 45 days.
So you are getting these things up
Big
front.
Time.
Okay.
A lot of the videos I'm putting out were shot a month ago.
So that's interesting. So we've gone around for a few of you, and it seems like a common theme is, A, there was a starting point where you started getting the reps in. You started learning the craft. You started becoming effective on camera. And then you reached a point where you looked for efficiencies and for an exponential output of more content. And you started batching content by blocking your schedules. But I think, Zachary, what you're saying, man, like it's Seth Godin 101, the practice. If you want to be great at something, do it every day.
We mentioned the sports a lot in the podcast with Tom, with Scott, but same in the fitness world.
I don't talk about sports here.
I'm sorry. Yeah, right. You're right. We'll talk about hair gel. So in different hair gel brands. So
exactly.
In the gym, it's very simple to get in shape. It's very simple to get in shape. Calorie deficit, and then workout. You can go on walking, go on jogging. There's a million different ways, but there's only 1%, 2% that actually do it, and the other 90% will keep looking for the secret, this hack, this quick shortcut. I think video's the same. Yep. Take time to be creative, shoot content. Keep doing those every single day, and you'll get really good. The same way if you eat well and work out, you'll start to get into better shape.
I love that.
But people want to have abs the next day.
I love that. Let's go Ray. I want to go Ray real quick. And Ray, I want to change the question unless you're dying to say something on this one.
No, it's fine.
Good, because I'm going to change the question.
Okay.
I want to know, what are you seeing right now that's working for growth? I'm looking at your Instagram, and it's growing pretty rapidly. What's behind that? I want to talk about how are you growing your followings on your respective platforms?
So consistency for sure. Funny story about Instagram. I hired a lifestyle photographer, being the big burly man that I am.
You seem you're very photogenic.
Yeah, I'm just not like your typical lifestyle photographer candidate, but I hired a lifestyle photographer to prove that they don't work. And so I booked it for 30. I did 30 shots.
Yep.
And I posted those once a day, and boy was I wrong. So one of the things I learned is that on Instagram specifically, people wanted a type of quality. They were looking for a higher quality than other places that I would post. So I booked another session for 30 days. And so I did 60 days. I think this was last year. Yeah, this was about this time last year, October, November. And I just posted once a day for 60 days, these lifestyle photos. And sometimes it would have a short story. Sometimes I'd talk about, something funny or what I was wearing or whatever. And a lot of people just latched on and started following and started asking questions. And now, I get 3 or 4 leads a week from Instagram. I'm doing a lot more with short form, in part because of Glenda and Zachary and what we're learning. But I'm just encouraging my agents to be consistent with it. And well, I guess this kind of goes back to the previous question too. My creative process is a little weird. I actually had Tim get my bag. So this is my creative process. So I have contracts that are misprints, and I cut them up.
My broker used to do that.
So what this is I'll take a day and say, okay, the first question that I get asked from a client is going to be what I'm going to talk about.
Yeah.
So this one in particular was the week of close. So we were talking about the week of close, and while we were on the phone, they said they're wondering why their closing was delayed. They wanted me to double check with some contractors. They were asking about the re-inspection with the professional, right? So, and there were 4 or 5 of them that they thought of, right? That my client was asking me, and as they were asking me, I'm writing these down. Well, then I got off the phone, and I was like, well, what else could go this direction? And I just started, this is all about the closing, week of close, what happens when you close, will the buyers be at closing, will the seller be at closing, who can be there, what do I need to bring, when can I move in, all these questions that are pretty common. Taking pictures of my mess. So this is pretty remarkable. So
I think you need to pose for a lifestyle shot real quick,
yeah.
Ray.
Here's my little sheets of paper.
Perfect.
So what I have now, and what I encourage my agents to do, is have a little content jar on their desk. And the goal would be to take all of these little pieces of paper and you put them in a jar. And when you're in a drought, because you don't know what to post or don't know what to do,
Pull
you
one
draw
out of the jar.
And whenever you pull one out, you can either just do a video, you could do a reel, you could do a photo, but whatever piece of content you do, you don't throw it away, you put it back in the jar. Or in my case, I'm just traveling with these. So you put it back in the jar, and the next time you pull it out, you have to do a different type of content. So if one time you did a video, then the next time you do a photo.
Love that.
But the consistency that this has allowed a lot of our agents has really been a big benefit.
That's awesome. Katie Dago.
I know Glenda Baker's thinking this, but I think that Glenda needs to do an Ask Me Anything and print them off and pull them out of a jar and do question and answer of random questions.
I think Katie Day needs to do that.
And don't throw out any of the questions.
Yeah, like I don't know if we just had that same moment, Glenda, but both of us were like, aha, light bulb, holy shit, like
I literally cannot get back to Atlanta fast enough.
your notes were freaking.
I mean, you cannot imagine what I can do with this one idea.
Like,
There you go.
holy shit.
Well, good.
Denver, she's shooting 2 days next week.
I can't believe you just said that because I'm shooting the 16th and the 20th. So, no lie. So,
Hold that mic.
so great. I love you so much. Do you know, I wake up with you and I go to bed with you and I love it.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, so
Inside jokes that nobody has any idea what's going on.
so no lie. So think about this idea.
It's a Clubhouse reference.
So and I'm going to do this. So don't do it. I don't want anybody to do it. So this group right here, I'm going to get us all a jar and I'm going to get us all colored sheets of paper. I'm going to start with 10 questions that I have for each of you. I'm going to send it to you.
That's good, yeah.
And then I want us all to do it on video and say, okay, and I'm going to come up with a great alliteration that's an ask me anything.
What about a rhyme? Would you accept a rhyme?
No, but I'm going to do an ask me anything. I'm going to do an alliteration and we're all going to do it on the same day. I don't know
What about
day.
a pun? Ask an agent. It's just messing with you, Glenda. I love this idea.
No, but I'm serious. I'm serious because and we'll all do it like on Wednesday.
America's agents.
No.
Why are you trying?
That'd be a hard no. But no, and we all do it on the same day. And what we do is we all post it on Instagram as an Instagram reel. And we all do it and tag each other. This group only. And we all have our jar. As soon as I get back to Atlanta, I'm going to send you all a jar. I'm going to send you 10 questions specifically for each of you. What I know about you, what I want to know about you. And then you fill it up with whatever your Ask Me Anything questions are that you get from Instagram. And we're going to do a show like that.
And then you can
it's
nominate
gonna be-
somebody else, kind of like one of those nomination challenges where they do it.
Glenda's not just how you know again.
But then we can do like an alliteration name. The name could have alliteration, right?
What's your next question, Jason?
Yeah.
Yeah, Skip.
Wait, one thing. There is a...
Let me get the mic real quick for you. Or here. I love it, Glenda. I want my jar.
So there is a comedian, I can't think of his
Chappelle.
name, Dave Chappelle, who does this. He has punchlines. He puts it in a jar. Every time he has a punchline, he just puts it in the jar. He walks by it. He'll put something out. He'll take it out and he'll go, how can I make this punchline work?
It's Dave
And
Chappelle.
then he just,
How do I make this funny?
how do I make this funny? And he creates a
does it.
whole skit behind that. He actually made a whole joke behind it. It was actually really hilarious.
No, but in all seriousness, well, go ahead.
But it's the
Finish
same thing, right? It's like you have your process of writing down pieces of paper and notes. For me, I have notes on my actual phone where I have an idea. And once I have that creative time to go through it, I go, this is what I'm thinking about. This is the thoughts that I have. These are the ideas that I'm coming back. And then when I go back to it later, I know exactly what I'm thinking about at that time. And then I can also expand on that. So like everybody has something like that. I think it's important for everybody to have some type of a creative process or a time to be able to dissect that idea, make it into a video of some sort and storytell it in a way that's personal to them.
And going back to Glenda's idea, like candidly, there's a deeper benefit to what she's prescribing, which is a shared accountability at masterminding, whereby like with the jar, you are actually asking somebody questions. Like if Glenda Baker asks me a question and I answer it, I'm being asked by Glenda Baker. And so there's a shared following base. Like that's cross branding basically, but it's brilliant.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing about it is that if we each take that one series and I'll come up with a great series that'll work for all of us, name. And then if we take that, we have one show a week that we can literally take and go on our Instagram, ask me anything. This is the day I'm going to do Ask Me Anything with my group of social media superheroes. Some days I'm so awesome I kill myself. Okay, so
That's
I
a
love it.
Glendism.
I love
Actually,
it.
that's not a Glendism. Keep going.
I love it. I love it. So like on Wednesdays I do social media superheroes with my friends. Social media superheroes with my friends. Oh my God. Okay, I'm
Glenda
going to
and
get
her
something a
friends.
little
I
bit
love
better
it.
and a little bit more refined.
Write it down. Don't forget it.
Oh, trust me, I won't. But this is the thing, is like
Sure, buddy.
that gives us each
Can I be Green Lantern?
something, and like your followers may not be my followers. My followers may not be your followers. But now they know that we're friends. So do you think that the credibility that I'm giving you, my people are going to love you.
That's the
The
secret
credibility
sauce right
that
there.
you're giving me, your people are going to love me. And think about how we can build on that as a team. Social media superheroes. Okay.
Is that the new group?
That's the new group.
That's what the master. That's what the master.
I want t-shirts.
Super social heroes.
That's what t-shirt.
Names on the back.
Oh.
Big numbers.
Okay,
gonna
I'm
be in charge of
13. I'm number
jerseys.
13.
Nice.
Of course you are.
All right. I got another question. I want to pivot a little bit. So a couple things I'm picking up on this. One, Glenda, I love the idea. Ray, I love the inspiration of the idea and the process. Something that's really, really obvious is every one of you who is making video consistently has consistently put time in their schedule to think through, what do I want to talk about? I mean, imagine making phone calls where you have no idea what I'm going to say when they pick up the phone. You have to give thought to, I'm going to communicate an idea. What is the idea? It could be a little bit of thought. It could be a lot of thought. So certainly investing the time on a recurrent basis to be planning out your videos. I'm also pretty impressed by this conversation about how non-technical it is.
Yeah.
We really haven't talked much about like, oh, I look at the keywords and I do some Google Trends research and I make sure the hashtags are this or that. Like nobody's talking about that.
You just make fun of yourself.
I just made fun of myself.
Is that the Jason Pantana voice?
I'm okay with myself the way that I am. I can make fun of myself. But reality is like what's more important than all the technical side of this stuff is the actual social side of it. What is the message? What am I saying? Video is just a communication channel. And I think that's killer. What were we going to add?
I think like you nailed it because
I
someone
think
like
so,
me
too.
who's insane. Well, not you didn't nail your point. You nailed when you
I set you
made
up
fun of
perfectly.
yourself.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
No, like somebody like me that's so systematic, like being here and hearing how it's really not that technical. It is a just do it mindset, like prepare and then press go. That's what I do. So it's like confirmation to tell me it really is prepare and then press go. I'm not doing something wrong because I don't know all the hyper technical aspects of how to do this, you know?
Yeah. Let's go, Katie, real quick, and we'll go Zach.
I would almost say it's go and then prepare. Like you've got to get started.
Well, yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say shoot then aim.
Yeah.
Like shoot your
No.
shot.
I like go and then prepare.
Grow and then prepare is fine, but I'm
I
gonna
like-
say it my
I
way
like-
while
I
I
like
talk to
jumping
Glenda.
and leaping
I say
and-
shoot and then aim.
Leap before you look.
Review your analytics. See if they like your hair the certain way, but you're not gonna know that unless you shoot first.
right. And it's not flat.
That's definitely not flat.
No, it's straight.
Super straight, and right now it's very beautiful, wavy, curly.
It's probably big because it's humidity.
Are you talking
and
about
you're
me?
in Texas.
Yeah.
Talking about you.
Yeah.
It's the beard. The beard's getting a little curly.
It is because of the
The worst time to think about what you're gonna say is when you're supposed to say it.
All right, I've definitely stolen a lot of y'all's time, so I have one more question that I want to just kind of get some perspective from anybody. What are the trends you're looking at in 2022? What are the trends you're looking at? What are y'all paying attention to? This could be a technical answer or a creative answer.
I'm gonna say can I say my answer and then hand
I
off
was
the
gonna
mic
go
and
to
not
you
give
last.
I'm not
kidding.
give any I'm not even gonna talk about it. I'm very interested in NFTs. Extreme.
What makes you interested in NFTs?
I'm extremely interested in NFTs because of the blockchain technology and what it's doing for a ton of other industries, and it will be the backbone of Web3. We're in Web 2, just like social media and e-commerce is the backbone of Web 2.
So a lot of people are using it, but what makes you attracted to it?
Again, like I said, I don't want to because I don't even have the right answer. All I know is NFTs will sneak their way, and blockchain will sneak their way into being a valuable source for us because it's going to be how the world operates.
Yeah.
And I just think it's something I'm interested in looking at. I think in 2022, it's going to get farther than just art and music.
It already is.
Yeah, and it's going to grow into the point like we're going to the Mavericks game tonight where you're getting a ticket that's an NFT and you get a little wheel spin.
It's just a new, it's a new exclusive pass.
Yeah, and if yours
basically
hits the blue level, you get an additional beer at the game. Like stuff like that is going to be part of our daily culture, and I want to see how we, as the first movers in so many things, adapt while everyone else is complaining.
Yeah, and I think I would add to that. Like, and by no means do I think of myself as some kind of an expert in NFTs. You know a lot more than I do. But the way that I see them being utilized now is not that different from what we used to call other things, like an exclusive offer or something like that, or a special experience. But it's just being packaged differently. So I think if you can not be intimidated by the new language and you can leverage it, there's still an opportunity to get on the early level as people figure out how it really functions, what it really does.
Okay. Well, they ended on a very interesting topic that requires research, which is NFTs, and how blockchain is going to play into our transactions. One of the things that my goals or my plan is this year is to learn more about it. My first, and I did start with Kevin O'Leary. I'm just quickly looking here for my notes. Kevin O'Leary is very much into blockchain and NFTs. He says it's nothing more than a software application, and he agrees. Yes, it's going to be Web3, but it is. But the crypto is nothing more than software. It's just software, and how they control it, how they make it efficient, is what he's interested in. There's a company called Polygon. Read from my notes here. If you go to YouTube, and I think it's one of his latest, Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful, if you don't know him from Shark Tank, he owns 75 small companies that he has invested in, I should say, owns a piece of them. So he's very much into entrepreneurship. And crypto is what he sees is it's going to take a long process, a long time to optimize it. And he's trying to get in on it early on the crypto. He basically says, let me just look at my notes real quick. He likes Polygon. Okay, Polygon. Polygon is a company that's working with Ethereum to make them more efficient. And there's another thing called USDC stablecoin, which he is going to invest in. So lots of, and all these buzzwords go out there, and I'm like the fella on the Zach. I don't know what it all means yet, but I will, because it's one thing that all this stuff is going on, but it's another thing to be able to, like Einstein says, if you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it. And I think that's where a lot of us are right now with the blockchain, the crypto, the NFTs, all that new world that we're entering into. One other thing I just want to say is on an economic level right now, and I'm not getting political, I'm talking policy. We're kind of at a gridlock with Congress. And what Mr. Wonderful did say is that's good news because it gives us certainty. We know nothing's going to happen. So I'm going to end my show today with that. I hope you enjoyed this series. I think we have one more little video to watch as they go around this roundtable discussion, which these people who have embraced video over the past couple years, and try to give you some motivation and inspiration to get on the video train. Because if you don't, I should say get on the video plane, because the train's gone. You got to get on the plane and start your year with video. I love the content jar idea. I am going to work a little bit on that and see if we can't come up with our own Ruthie Rocks content jar. I love you all. Have a great weekend. Not sure who's going to be on my show tomorrow. I'm looking for a lot of people have the flu right now. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I love you all. Have a great Friday.